Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and y'all, it is time for a foundation review. It's been like not even a week, and I'm very excited because this foundation review happens to come from the drugstore. So not only are we going to get our foundation review on, but girl, it's going to be a little bit more affordable. So this is the newest addition to the Maybelline family right here. This is their Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Protective Makeup with Sunscreen, Broad Spectrum SPF 50. And I thought that was kind of cool, you know, adding a little bit of sunscreen, adding some full coverage, giving it a go. I'm excited. So these are the two shades I picked up right here. I have 120 Classic Ivory, 110 Porcelain. This one looks too dark, this one looks too light. So we shall see when we go to apply them to the face. Now, diving into the Ulta website, which is where I picked these up from, these are, just to run down the stats here, they are $12.99 a piece. You get one full fluid ounce, which is the standard amount of product. Now for the shade range, it looks, well, it looks bad. I'm seeing here quite a few on the fair side, but more than anything, I think I'm seeing a transition from like neutral fair to like tan. Like I'm seeing a lot in the tan spectrum, deep tan even, and then when it comes to the deep spectrum, we have about 2 shades. So wow, crazy inclusive. Again, 16 shades, which isn't a great launch anyways, but then even the colors in that are not evenly split up amongst the different shades. It says in the details here, experience the first full coverage makeup specifically formulated to protect your skin from harmful environmental aggressors. The Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Foundation by Maybelline is a lightweight foundation, ooh, number 1, that is broad spectrum SPF 50 and enriched with antioxidants to protect against pollution. It not only leaves a natural looking finish, okay, number 2 we're going to be looking for, but protects skin day after day, available in 16 shades. It says here it also evens skin tone and covers imperfections, which why would you add that? Because that would also be full coverage, okay. It basically just goes on to talk about how this is the first full coverage protective makeup that achieves a lightweight, breathable finish. So I think the angle that they're going for here is they wanted something that was your skin but flawless. They want it to be lightweight, even out everything, cover up what you don't want seen, and take care of all the issues, look natural, not thick, not cakey, not matte, give you just like your skin but the perfect version. So I'm really intrigued to dive in. Now I'm not going to spend any more time. It does show here, not that I'm clicking on them, but there are 2 reviews and it's showing 4.5 out of 5 stars. So could be good, could be not. I don't know. We're about to find out for ourselves. Let's go ahead here and get some swatches. Let's put this hair back, girl. Let's do this. What's taking so long? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is super, super thin. Just something to note. So I am just kind of shaking these up in the container quite a bit, just like I would shake up any other foundation. Okay, so those are good and shaken. Now I also want to point out before I go in with any foundation, I did go ahead and prime and prep my skin. I do this in every review. I always like to split my face. So on this half of the face, I did my control, which is my Tatcha Silk Canvas. On the other half of the face, I wanted to go in with something slightly dewy, but not overly so. So I grabbed the Too Faced Dew You Fresh Glow Luminous Face Primer. It gives this really nice light sheen to the skin, but it doesn't make me super oily, which is nice. And for those of you that are new here, I am on the normal to oily spectrum. So I like to split it up, see if, you know, primer makes a difference, see if powder kind of gets in there. You know, I just like to check all the fields. And it looks like from what I'm seeing on the website, the shade 110, which is the lighter of the 2 shades I have, this is not the lightest. It does go 1 shade lighter, just to point that out. So let's go ahead and swatch that. Wow, that's pretty fair. Okay. So that is the shade 110 Porcelain. Let's also go ahead while we're at it here and just kind of, because see, that's too light for what I would do. All right, and then there is 120. I'm sorry, is that the, hold on, are those 2 shades? Like, does it go from that shade to that shade in the shade range? Oh my word. Okay, so just so everybody knows, I did just go check the website. It goes this shade, there's 2 more, and then this one. So it doesn't go straight from here to here. I'm actually gonna kind of mix up a color, I think, between the 2 of these, because I feel like I can make my own color. Like, that's way too light. Okay, so I guess we're gonna use this mirror. This is from the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I just did a Shop My Stash video, and I did a really, really beautiful bright, bold look with this. If you wanna check it out, I'll link it up here. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead here and start applying this mixture to the skin with my Fenty Beauty sponge here. And let's just kind of get a feel for what kind of coverage, because if you're saying full coverage, girl, I'm gonna expect some stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh. Yep, there's that sunscreen. SPF 50 is coming through. Okay. Well, it's definitely, I mean, that's definitely not full coverage. I think on camera, it looks like it's decent coverage, but in real life, it's not It's not crazy good coverage. It's like medium coverage so far. You can still see all of my redness and hyperpigmentation through my cheek. Okay, cool. Also, I just went in with about, like, I would say a squirt and a half total, and it covered this area, not full coverage. So definitely not something that you're gonna need a little amount of. Time to make up a bigger batch. Okay. And I'm working, just in case you're wondering, I'm mixing these two together, and I'm making it basically 2/3 of 110 with 1/3 of 120. Just so you have an idea. I just went ahead and I applied that little bit right there. I'm gonna add that to the skin and press it in again with this beauty sponge here. Now I will say that even though this is pretty much my 3rd layer of this foundation, it does have a really thin feel to it. Very, very lightweight. They're very much so accurate about that. So it is settling into the skin and just like sinking in, which is good. I do see a couple issues that could happen down the line because this is almost settling in, kind of like how an oil serum settles into my skin. You can definitely see right there, I am getting a little bit of coverage, which is good, but again, still not something I would consider is full coverage. I want to try the other side with a brush. I'm really curious to see more than anything if we can just build some coverage. Like, that's my main goal. Wow, that applied insanely quick with a brush, first of all. Like, really, really fast. It went on pretty nicely. I will say, with a brush, it does cake up a lot on the nose, and it looks really thick and heavy. You know what this reminds me of, and I hate to say it, when you put sunscreen on, how it gives you like that really thick like oil feel to it. That's what this reminds me of, because it definitely has like a very oily base to it, which I'm curious about. Now with a brush, I do think you get a better application as far as coverage goes. I was able to get there a lot quicker. I think that because this is such a thin foundation, it does absorb into the sponge quite quickly, which is unfortunate, but not surprising given the viscosity of the fluid itself. All products are different when it comes to stuff like that. Now, I do think it looks more pressed on this side, so what I would probably do is build up with a brush and then smooth out with a sponge. Not uncommon. There's quite a few foundations that I like to do that with. And I also think too, by smoothing it out with a sponge, it does help a lot with this. Like on this side, it's very, very dewy, but when you go in and press it in with a sponge, it helps give you that more natural finish, which is nice. So maybe if you're looking for that more dewy finish, you could just apply it with a brush and it would help you maintain that as well. I do want to try real quick just building up coverage on the Beauty Blender side or the Fenty brush side a little bit, just to see if you can build it up once it's dried a little bit. You can a little bit. Oh, you could definitely see, hold on, did anybody else just see the oxidizing that happened there? That's like a solid shade and a half. Okay. Definitely glad I didn't just go in with either one of those colors, because I think it would have looked really bad. I love how obnoxious I get when I do a foundation review. I'm like, let me get really close. Like, I'm gonna get closer than any human ever has to their own damn skin, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so next up I'm going to grab my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Swan, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this to shape out the face, under the eyes, forehead, chin, a little on the jawline. You guys know the drill. I like to use this just to help make all the colors even. Okay, so that is on. It definitely helped quite a bit. So next up we're gonna go Hourglass Translucent Veil Setting Powder, and I'm just gonna really, really lightly press this in under the eyes and all over the face. All right, guys, so I just went ahead, I got the rest of my face set down. I'm gonna bop over, film my other videos and stuff, but I just wanted you guys to know setting this down with a powder really did help kind of smooth it out. I am having like cracks on the side of my nose. I'm seeing a little bit of patchiness and a couple other issues, but I like to give this a little while to settle and sink before I start judging. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, you guys, and hopefully things will be smoothing out a little bit better next time I see you. Right now they're not good, they're not bad, they're just in between. So anyways, I'll go do that and hang tight and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, I am done. As you can tell, this is quite the eye look. Now, if you're new here and you didn't see, I think it will have been Monday's video, I will go ahead and link it for you right up there, because I did a review of the Alyssa Edwards ABH collab. That is where this eye look came from. Y'all, it is so fun, so spunky, so bright. Definitely go check that out if you have not yet. So let's go ahead and talk about this foundation, y'all, because to put it bluntly, I'm not impressed. So far, I feel like almost everything that they said in that description has been a lie. Now, I do have a couple caveats to that. So my first beef with this foundation, I'm just gonna be dead ass honest with you. I don't like that it's not full coverage. I hate that it's specced out to be like some amazing full coverage foundation, and for me it is not. And my acne and hyperpigmentation is actually not that bad right now. It used to be a lot worse. So if you have any sort of redness or acne or anything that's worse than what I have right now, I do not think this is going to be the full coverage Hail Mary of your dreams. What I will say that is to the positive though is that I like that it's infused with sunscreen. I think that's really a good aspect of this, especially going into the summer months if you're wanting more of like that medium coverage coverage. Back to the more negative side, I feel like that sunscreen element is what's making this almost more greasy and repellent on my skin, because y'all, it is rough in these pores. Let me tell you, every single pore on my nose right now, you can see it is not cute. It is like such an abrasive area right there where it looks like all the coverage like stuck into the pores and then wiped off the rest of my face. Not cute. Now, while I was doing this shadow, I also had a little bit of a difficult time going through here because I did have a little bit of fallout. You will have seen it in there. It's not a big deal or anything, but when I went to wipe it away, it like embedded in this powder. So when I went in with this side, I laid down like a very thin layer of baking powder so I had something to wipe away if I needed to. And what I found is that on either side, this foundation just, you can't touch it, because even when like it hit this side, no baking powder, I tried to wipe it away, it smeared the foundation. I did it over here, I tried to wipe it away, and it still smeared and like stuck to the foundation in a really weird way. And I just feel like overall this has been really difficult to work with and not have it slough and move all over. I'm also having a lot of settling into like these creasing fine line areas right here. And y'all, my Hulk, which for those of you that are new here, is this giant crease on my forehead. The Hulk is eating all my foundation. This foundation will not stay out of his mouth. I don't know what to tell you. All the little mini micro Hulks up here, same thing. It is just like crinkly crackly, like tissue paper city, sweetheart. And it is not a good look. Like overall, how is this making me feel? Like I'm 97 years old. So I definitely don't love that so much. But as far as the actual planes of my face, like if I could just narrow it down to like this square right here, it doesn't look bad. So I think if you have like nice, smooth, like not almost 30-year-old skin, I think you might be in okay shape. Now, I've been wearing this so far, I don't know if I said this, for like 4 or 5 hours at this point, and I'm not impressed with it. I will obviously wear it for a couple more hours. At this point, it's not something I would reach for. Let me go ahead, do the rest of my day for a few more hours here, keep wearing this and see how it turns out. So hang tight and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, this foundation has officially been on my face for a little over 8 hours now, and I have some thoughts. Unfortunately, it's not good. This foundation did not wear well at all. I look so crepey, crusty, old, nasty, and I even tried giving it like a little hit on one side of the face over here with some Catrice just to see if maybe I could liven it up, and y'all, nothing works. This foundation is not it for me. It looks so bad on my skin. Again, not only did it oxidize, not only did it, you know, crack up, wasn't full coverage, like I feel like no aspect of this foundation did what it was supposed to do. I do have the one positive though that I do like going into summer. I've mentioned this already. I do like that they infused it with SPF. I thought that was a really cool touch. I think maybe if you had like normal to dry skin, this might work a little bit better on you, just because I don't know that it would break up as quickly. That being said, if you have any sort of fine lines and wrinkles, I definitely don't know that this is something you would enjoy, because girl, it found fine lines and wrinkles I didn't even know I had. So I'm definitely not a big fan of it on that front. And as you guys could even see in the close-up, it was just so crackly, and like my smile lines through here, like by the end of the day, yes, they can look, you know, a little bit like they've been seeing some days, but not normally this bad. Not to the point where there's a line, no foundation in the crease, as well as like a gathered area right through here. Overall, this is probably one of the worst wear tests I've had for a foundation as of recent. So, you know, those are my thoughts. I really hope it was helpful. This is one of those instances where I really don't have to weigh much of anything, because I don't think this is something that I could use for anything else. If the coverage had been full, I would probably use it as a mix-in foundation, kind of like how I use the Catrice. I love using that one because it is so full coverage. I love using that as a mix foundation, and it's very lightweight and it's fantastic on the skin. And this one, there's just no area of it that I would be like, oh yes, I would like to take that and use it in another way. So for me, I just think the formula didn't work with my skin. Again, if you're normal to dry, you might want to give it a try. I do think there's a lot of other options though, that being said, at the drugstore. Let me know down below. I want to hear from you guys. Were you looking at this, considering it? Were you curious about it? Leave me all of your thoughts down below. And also while you're down there, I don't know why everything turns to song around here, but guys, I just can't help but singing. Don't forget, check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They're both linked down in the description box, hyperlinks. So all you have to do is click them, then click follow. And if you haven't done so yet, definitely subscribe and turn on your post notifications as well to this YouTube channel, because y'all, I upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. But you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ouch, 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 hello? Hello. Huh, okay, glasses wears. Tell me this is not your life. Oh, as I actually fall over. As we all know, okay, every single pore on my nose, every single pore on my nose. All right, so next up, I'm gonna grab this guy right here, my Too Faced Born This Okay. Paige, that was a bit much. From Maybelline in a good old squeezy tube right here. This is their new Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Makeup here. Oh, wait, whoa. Motorcycle.